Yeah, the realistic.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast that reviews the movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 759. And as always, is the Nerd Chicano Critical Show. Lunch for wonderful co-host, Brad and Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another wonderful Thursday night.
Thursday night,
And
live
yes,
early and ad-free.
Yes, we can talk in the background while you watch the intro.
Yeah, live early and ad-free over on patreon.com/nerdcore, where you get this episode before anybody else gets to watch it on Saturday at 12 p.m. Central Time. We were just talking about how I want to go see Warfare, and Brad was like, "Wait, what movie is that?" I was like, "It's the one Alex Garland wrote it, along with this with this Iraq veteran named Ray Mendoza. Not my cousin that I know of, and it looks like a straight up fucking documentary.
Hey, hit him up anyway.
Yeah, Primo, you want to help me make a movie?
Can I help you make a movie?
Yeah. But yeah, a platoon of American Navy SEALs in the home of an Iraqi family overwatches the movement of U.S. forces through insurgent territory.
That movie looks like a tough watch. Not gonna lie, just from the trailer. That movie's.
That's the type of movie that would take your dad to go watch for sure. Yeah.
I don't know. Nope. Mm-mm.
It looks a little too real.
Little PTSD going. Nope.
Yeah, it looks a little way too fucking real.
That's my fear. So when I went to see Inglourious Bastards, I went to see it in theaters. And there were a bunch of World War II vets in there, like shit ton. Yeah. And they were all having a good time because it wasn't like a realistic event. It was definitely exaggerated to a very Tarantino-esque point.
Now, if you were taking them to see, come and see.
No. Whereas this movie, like, if you take an Iraq veteran to see this movie, you might have issues.
But it looks really good. I do want to go see it. But before we can go in and get into the review, Brad, how are you doing today?
I am surviving. I am still dodging the sickness that has claimed my wife. So we'll see how that goes.
Dude, does Brendan not get the vaccine, man? The booster?
No.
Bro, tell her to get the booster. I got the booster, and man, dude, knocking on wood, I haven't gotten it at all. I got my flu shot too, and I've been just
we got the flu shot. The last time I had the booster, it made me sicker than when I got COVID, so I haven't bothered with the booster.
I got the booster, and I was like really tired, but like I wasn't like chills, nothing like that.
Nah.
Instead, take the kids to see the new Naked Gun starring comedic powerhouse Liam Neeson. I still haven't watched that trailer.
I
will probably react to it.
I've seen the small YouTube video. He's like in a dress or a kilt or something.
Yeah. But if you're interested, today we are going to be discussing the Magnificent Seven.
Your dad's favorite movie or your granddad's favorite movie, depending on how young you are.
Yeah. Or maybe your favorite movie. You're really into westerns.
Maybe.
But Brad, Brenda's sick, so you can't go back to work, can you?
Well, I was at work, so I got up and Brenda told me she didn't feel too good, so I went to work, and then about 8 o'clock, I get a message from her that she had tested positive for COVID. So I grabbed my laptop and I fucking left work.
That means I'm going home.
That means that means like I'm not going to be the one to infect the office, and so
not the super spreader.
No, but I did stop by and get two COVID tests before going back home. So
did you
I don't know.
So now Brad's gonna be home. That means he's gonna be watching some movies, right?
Yeah, more than likely. So
yeah. Or what's it called? Daredevil Born Again. I need to watch Daredevil Born Again.
I already watched that today.
Oh, okay.
I watched that in between meetings today.
All right. Well, I need to sit down and watch Daredevil Born Again today.
I think you're gonna like it.
Yeah. Well, other than that, I streamed today, Brad. I went to the gym in the morning. Worked out my back and my triceps and a little bit of biceps. Tomorrow I'll do more biceps. And then came back and I ate my lunch and streamed. I got through more of Kingdom Hearts 2. We're about like halfway through the game. And was pretty fun. It was a pretty fun stream. Not a lot of chatters, but it's fine. What's it called? I played that. And then I watched this movie, Brad. I watched this movie. And
I watched this movie yesterday.
Yeah, I got a free trial to MGM Plus, which I'm pretty sure I already had a free trial to MGM Plus, so I don't know what the fuck happened.
I just went to Pluto. There are a few ads here and there, but
yeah, Brad traded Tubi for Pluto.
Yeah.
He's
Tubi
not gonna get
off.
screwed over again.
Tubi pissed me off. Like if it's a silent movie, I'm definitely gonna check more. But Pluto was actually pretty good with this one.
Yeah, you're like, I got pissed off, man. Fucking. You're like,
Tubi. I'll go to the other free one.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't. I don't understand, bro. I don't understand how the fuck that happened, dude.
Bro,
like,
that was painful. In every,
I don't know who the fuck did that, bro.
The same song looped throughout. I don't know how long was that movie? Hour 30, 2 hour at least.
Yeah.
Same song looped. That is how you torture someone. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It made me just absolutely hate that movie. And then Raul was like, "Oh no, I had a soundtrack." I'm like, "Was it the one that just kept going?"
Like, no, it had like an actual score.
Like, oh, well, fuck.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Brad. But hey, you finally ended your relationship with Tubi. It was enough to make you finally say, fuck this goddamn website for doing this to me.
No, fuck. Yeah, I haven't been back. I did go to Pluto, though. And I was fine. They played this. It was lovely.
Take that, Tubi. You and your original Tubi original Mets Shark. Yep. And WWE Evolve.
What about cocaine? How about that?
Cocaine, yeah. Yeah, cocaine, bro. And then gay cane. There's gay cane as well. There's so many canes. And Kane doesn't approve of them.
We don't care about what Kane approves of, disapproves of. Keep making your canes and keep living your truth in life.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what the original Kane
I don't give a fuck what original Kane
I think it's hilarious. But yeah, with that said, yeah, we're here to discuss Magnificent Seven, guys. We finally capped off Kurosawa month, and I said, Brad, we should talk about like probably one of the most famous remakes of a Kurosawa film, which is probably one of the biggest westerns in the United States, The Magnificent Seven.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's why we're doing this one. And after this, well, it's gonna be a little all over the place. But with that said, Brad, if you're ready, I'm ready.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll be back with this review after these words from our sponsors. Today's episode of the Nerd Court is brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to see your favorite band, sports team, or comedian, SeatGeek has you covered. We're proud to be partnering with SeatGeek to offer you $10 off your first order with code TheNerdCourt. That's $10 off your first order at SeatGeek.com with code THENERDCORPS. So take a seat at your next live event with SeatGeek. Thank you. Now let's get back to today's video. The Magnificent Seven is a 1960 American Western film directed by John Sturges. The screenplay, credited to William Roberts, is a remake in an Old West style of Akira Kurosawa's 1954 Japanese film, Seven Samurai. Itself initially released in the United States as The Magnificent Seven.
Oh.
The ensemble. Yeah, we discussed this when we did our.
I didn't remember it.
Our our Cinema Edition episode. The ensemble cast includes Yul Brynner, Steve McQueen, Charles Bronson, Robert Vaughn, Brad Dexter, James Coburn, Horst Buchholz.
Your guess is good as mine on that one.
As a group of 7 gunfighters hired to protect a small village in Mexico from a group of marauding bandits led by Eli Wallach. The film was released by United Artists on October 12, 1960, becoming both a critical and commercial success, and has been appraised as one of the greatest films of the Western genre. It spawned 3 sequels, a television series that aired from 1998 to 2000, and a 2016 film remake. Elmer Bernstein's film score was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Score, and is listed on the American Film Institute's list of the top 25 American film scores. In 2013, the film was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. Who's in the 2016 remake, by the way? Denzel, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, Vincent D'Onofrio, Byung-Hyun Lee, Manuel Garcia Rufo, Martin Sennheiser, and Peter Sarsgaard. Huh. Not terrible. I don't know what the fuck Chris Pratt doing in there, but
I mean, but if this cast here is pretty stacked. Like,
yeah.
The Steve McQueen and the Charles Bronson one.
Oh yeah, bro.
I saw those names. I was like,
those two right away just tells you everything you need to know, bro.
Then Yul Brynner was a pretty big actor back in his day.
Yeah.
Robert Vaughn.
Yeah. All right. Cinematography by Charles Lang. Edited by Ferris Webster. Music is done by Elmer Bernstein. And sits at 2 hours and 8 minutes on a budget of $2 million. It made $9.75 million in rentals.
Pretty good. Also, the Charles Lang photo goes pretty hard in Wikipedia.
Wait, what?
Look at the photo of Charles Lang. That goes pretty hard.
There is no photo.
No, if you hover over the photo in cinematography.
Nothing comes out for me.
Oh, dear God. Okay. I don't know what is wrong with this man's shit.
Sorry, the file cannot be displayed.
Alright, let's add the scene. Okay, now we're going to do this. Boom. Okay, and now I'm going to hover over the cinematographer. And look, there's a photo.
I can't see it, Brad. Oh, there you go. Well, it shows me on yours, but not mine. Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck's wrong with yours.
That is a pretty hard photo, I won't lie.
Yeah, that's pretty hard photo.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be a technical issue. You can retry if it persists. Error could not load image from... Okay, whatever.
Too much porn.
Apparently. Brad, yeah, I wanted us to watch this one because, to be honest, it is probably the most famous of the remakes.
Well, other than,
The other one that we already reviewed.
We've already reviewed, yes.
And also, this one at least was honest that it was a remake.
I mean, in this one, Kurosawa approved of.
Yeah.
Huh.
For sure.
He sent the director a samurai sword. I mean, I think that's the most approval we were going to get from the Emperor.
Yeah.
Remaking his shit.
And, pretty, what's it called? Good to have the approval of the Emperor there. I'll say this, Brad. I think this movie's really good. I really liked it. Really loved the Old West approach to Seven Samurai. And I think that the best thing about this movie, though, is the fucking score. My God, that score is awesome.
That score has been used, or close to used in, every Western after that.
Yep.
It's pretty similar.
There was Sylvester involved. Pratt had to have the role. Spaceballs? No, that's Spaceballs. But score is fantastic, dude. It is so freaking epic, and I love the use of what's it called? I love the use of it when the big fight happens. Mm-hmm. And it's so fucking epic, dude. It really is, and. For a movie that's adapting such an epic film, you would think okay, it's probably going to get some stuff wrong, but I'm glad that when it came to recapturing that feeling of that final fight, it still kind of brought that same feeling.
Well, and that was my fear was oh, nobody's going to get killed in this. Because you got Steve McQueen and Charles Bronson. It's are these guys going to really want to die on screen? And they did.
Before the egos were so inflated. You know, The Rock... with The Rock, he can't lose a fight in a movie. Yeah, that doesn't happen at this point in time.
And, I mean, there are differences between Seven Samurai and this. It's very close. But there are slight differences in this that if you've watched Seven Samurai, you can pull out of this and be okay, he did change some stuff in this. Like the ending. He changed that.
Yeah. Yeah, what's it called? The ending, not it's not the same ending of like watching over the graves,
No.
and they don't stay to protect the village anymore.
Well, and instead, the two old samurai living, you have the two old samurai, or you have the two old gunfighters, and
The
then you have
gunslingers,
the
yeah,
the young gunslinger who survives as well and ends up going back
yeah.
and getting the girl. Whereas in that doesn't happen in Seven Samurai.
No, it doesn't happen in Seven Samurai. Um, Also, some of the characters that are just not present in this, like Mifune's character isn't in this movie. They kind of like combined them with a different one,
They,
right?
yeah, to me that's what they did because I was looking for them, and you could call out a few of them. But they combined like the young prodigy that like follows him and learns from him, the disciple I would say, and
Yeah,
then Mifune's character combined. So you basically got to tone down Mifune character in
yeah.
a way.
But I think with that, you kind of sacrifice a lot of the nuance of the movie of Seven Samurai, and you kind of like sacrifice the nuance of like what we talked about, like the discussion of honor and duty and of land. That
Hmm.
doesn't really get translated into this movie, and it's like it's not a bad thing. Because I still really like this movie, but I think that it's just missing a little bit of that nuance that
I
Kurosawa's
think
film had.
I think they tried to capture it in that scene where they're kicked out of the village and
Mm-hmm.
he has that one speech of like dirt farmers that fucking sell you down the river any chance they get. And I think that was kind of the Mifune speech in Seven
Yeah.
Samurai to an extent. And then they go right it back, which is also completely different is in Seven Samurai, they didn't get kicked out of the village. They were fighting in the village the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And in this one, they like get let go, and then they make this brave choice to go back and face 40, 50, however many men with, seven of them. Well, technically six, and then one rides in and just gets shot down immediately.
Yeah. Brad, what are your initial thoughts though? I'm sorry, I haven't gotten to you.
I think it's good. There are. I agree with you. The score is fantastic.
Awesome, bro.
They hit that out of the park. I think the main cast is terrific. I think they did very well with that main cast. It from the very opening scene when you see them um, for the going to bury the Native American in Tombstone in the White Cemetery, what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was you get a little bit of motivation from these guys and how these guys are, and they're not going to take bullshit like that. So I think that was really cool. My difficulty is the cast beyond the main cast, and you can tell they're not like actors. Some of them,
Yeah.
like it's a bit of stiff acting. It's some overall not very good acting. Also, the the Mexicans on the screen are not portrayed by Mexican actors, and it's very obvious.
Yeah, you think? Well, some of them are, but yeah.
Yes, but it's very obvious who's not, and it kind of takes you out of the movie.
There's some in there, Brad.
There are there's there's some, but there's a lot more that are not.
Yeah, you got a point, but like a good portion of them are still
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it
like
kind of takes you out of the movie.
Eli Wallach isn't Mexican, but you gotta remember what year we're watching, Brad.
No. I'm not taking like points from that. I just want to bring that up if people younger than me watch this and they go, "That dude's not Mexican."
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
you think?
that's what they used to do.
They used to brown them up.
Yeah, they did it to the Native Americans too back in the
Yeah.
day. It just was.
I
That was
also
the
love
thing.
that they paraded the Mexicans around in like native hairdresses, and it's like a lot of Mexicans at that time weren't really doing that. But you know what,
Although
man?
there are a lot. I mean, dependent. There are a lot of Native American and
No, there is
Indian,
like
like Native
indigenous
American and
Mexicans
Mexican.
that yeah, but like in this village, dog. Every one of them is wearing hairdressers like that.
You make a point.
Yeah.
Also, I like Yul Brynner in this, but after having seen, like, we've seen Seven Samurai, we know where this movie comes from,
Yeah.
and Yul Brynner's character should be someone who's much older and wizened. And like this dude's kind of a badass gunslinger, but at the same time, like if you know Seven Samurai, you know they chose a I think it was Takashi Shimura, who was older, and
Yeah.
it kind of gave you that like he's an old samurai who's wizened, and yeah, he'll take this job because at this point in his life he just wants to help these poor farmers.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking, Brad. I'm looking through some of these, Brad. A lot of the ones who are playing the Mexicans are Mexican,
But there are some.
but there are some that 100%.
There's one guy in particular. He was one of the fatter ones I know. That dude was not Mexican.
Oh God. But yeah, Eli Wallach. I mean Calvera, the chief, and then the old man is not Mexican. That's a fucking Russian. Um, but
I'm just
Brad,
bringing that up to anyone who has never seen this movie. Expect that.
I just need y'all to look at the year that this movie came out, though.
That's what they did, and
yeah,
there's
doesn't make it right, but
no.
it's a very common practice in 1960.
So if you're gonna watch this, just be aware that not all the Mexicans are Mexican.
Yeah, yeah. But nonetheless, I still think this was a really good movie, though. I think that even though it does miss out on a lot of the nuance from Seven Samurai, and really does brush off some of the things that come on, we're talking about a fucking 2 hour and 8 minute movie compared to a 3 hour and 25, right?
Yeah, no.
There's a lot of stuff that just wasn't there. Yeah,
it was just cut, and there's a reason. I mean,
Mexico.
I
Don't mind the white guys.
I can't really see. I don't know if in the 1960s they did 3 hour Western films.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Probably, I don't know. But
But
nonetheless,
but again, it's Kurosawa. He wanted to do a 3 hour epic of his, and that's what he did. And for this being a remake in a different style, it's a fun watch.
it really is, and I think that it takes the material and really does adapt it well into the what's it called, the atmosphere and the time period of the Old West. Because I think that if you were gonna do this with like a fucking army platoon or something in World War II or something, it just wasn't gonna make much sense. But when you bring it into the Old West, it just really does make a lot of sense, and it really does make for a really interesting approach to it, because samurai films influenced the westerns. So it was to me it was a really good watch. I would give it an 8 out of 10, Brad. I think it was a pretty damn good movie. Really enjoyed it. Definitely one of the better westerns I've seen since Western Month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the better ones.
Yeah. But I think that like I said, it is missing a lot of the nuance of Seven Samurai. And but for what it is, and for what it respectfully adapted without not giving credit where credit's due, I think that the Magnificent Seven does a really good job at it. What's your final verdict, Brad?
I'm going to give this 8 out of 10 Chicos.
Yeah, 10 Chicos. Yeah, yeah.
I absolutely agree with you. It is a fun watch. It is one of our better Western movies we have seen.
Yeah.
By far. There's been quite a lot of awful ones. Most ones I've chosen. And I would rewatch this again. This is fun. This is a fun movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I also didn't bring up I don't think that the villagers, even though they are a main part of this movie, weren't really that important to the story of this movie.
Again, here's the thing with the time limit, like you said, we didn't get as much time to see the samurai or the Ronin train. You got a little bit, But then it kind of like snakes away to like, oh, Chico found a female hiding, and then they bring out the females. They all have males, and then they feed the kids, and it kind of goes to that. But the training that is shown in Seven Samurai is so much more and so much more significant than what's
Yeah.
shown here.
Yeah. But nonetheless, still a damn good what's it called, remake,
Yeah.
and looks fucking fantastic in 4K. The one that I watched on MGM Plus is the new 4K that they just put out for this movie. I think, a couple years ago. Looks fantastic. Cinematography looks amazing, and the cleanup and the the resolution, man, it fucking looks awesome. I want to get this on disc for sure.
I thought
This
the one
looked
on, I thought
fucking
the one
awesome.
on Pluto looked pretty good.
I'm pretty sure what I'm
Saying. It was pretty good.
yeah. But pretty damn good look of it, man. And one thing you know for sure is that when you watch a western, you know the cinematography is gonna be great, and they're gonna get a good look at the atmosphere
Yeah,
and
get them nice
environment.
white shots. Yeah.
Yeah. But with that said, that concludes.
Oh wait. Before
What?
spoiler back on. Spoiler back on.
We haven't taken it off.
Okay. We didn't talk about the female character.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Terrific. That's all I gotta
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Definitely. Right.
Absolutely terrific.
Yeah, which is something that I'm glad that they kind of like translated over from the last one. From the what's it called from Seven Samurai.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
Yes.
still as damn good in that one.
I mean, if you're gonna have 7 dudes on the screen for most of it, you could at least put a beautiful woman as the main actress.
Yep. So not at all. What's it called? Mad at that one.
No. Also, there are comedy bits in this, which I found hilarious. Like the Bernardo with his band of kids when they first appear, and they're like, "Bernardo, we're here to if you die, we will avenge you and plant flowers at your graves." And I'm pretty sure that was Charles Bronson's characters, and he's just like, "What the fuck." High praise from y'all.
Yep. What's the name of that woman? What was the name of the woman? What's it called? What's the name of the actress?
I'm surprised she's not in the cast here.
Yeah. Wait, it was Petra, right?
Monteros.
Rosenda Monteros, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yes, or oh, she just died recently, 2018.
I can see why she but you see she worked until 2005.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Look, she was just massively involved in Mexico. Yeah. Really involved in Mexico. Yeah, dude, she did not stop working until 2007, dude.
That's impressive.
Damn. Yeah, dude, she kept doing that shit, bro. She kept going. Yeah.
I mean, I bet you she aged wonderfully, because if you look like this, her in her 60s and her in her 65, and she's still gorgeous.
Yeah.
Which is only a 5-year difference, but still.
Yeah, and she's the one who ended up with
Chico.
With Chico, yeah.
With Chico.
Yeah.
Because Chico came back, which I'm glad. I like that difference in that they kept him alive and he came back, because at the end of Seven Samurai, it's very depressing. You got the 2 old samurai, and so it was nice that they changed it where he rode back and he came back to the farm lifestyle because of her.
Yeah. The one-upmanship between Yul Brynner and Steve McQueen spread to the other actors, and they all started pulling stunts of their own in order to get the audience's attention. While a lot of the attention hogging made the finished film, John Sturges was terrified by how quickly he lost control of his cast.
Look at the cast, though. Yul Brynner, Steve McQueen, Charles Bronson, Robert Vaughn. You didn't think the Eagles were going to come out?
Yeah, you think not?
I can absolutely just imagine Steve McQueen just jumping over all the fucking fences in that stage.
Oh, man. In 1980, Steve McQueen, who was dying of cancer, called Yul Brynner to thank him. What for? Asked Brynner. McQueen replied, "You could have had me kicked off the movie when I rattled you, but you let me stay, and that picture made me, so thanks." Brenner told him, "I am the king, and you are the rebel prince, every bit as royal and dangerous a cross." McQueen said, "I had to make it up with Yul, because without him, I wouldn't have been in that picture."
Goddamn, I hope they put that on Steve McQueen's tombstone.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's a fucking badass fucking line right there.
I am the king, and you are the rebel prince, every bit as royal and dangerous a cross.
Yeah, put that on my tombstone, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a really good fucking line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Brett, the fucking Eagles, when the Eagles are on set, it's hard to fucking.
I mean, but you wouldn't get this movie too without that stat cast, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, here's the last thing I'll bring up from the trivia though. Well, actually, two last things. Composer John Williams was a member of the orchestra that recorded Elmer Bernstein's score. He played the piano.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So John Williams, well, Elmer Bernstein was a huge musician, composer, and that actually makes sense.
Yeah. And the last thing I'll bring up, Horst Buchholz accidentally shot himself in the leg on set. Though his gun was loaded with blanks, the shot raised a welt.
I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Good old Pluto and their 3K film cuts. Yep. All right, with that being said, that concludes our review of The Magnificent Seven.
Free is free, bro.
Yeah, and as always, thank you guys so much for joining us. Also, Brad, this didn't need a spoiler because it's 1960, so no worries.
Meh.
We could have kept talking even after I brought up this banner.
Yeah.
Check us out on nerdcore.com, Twitter at the Nerdcore, Instagram at the Nerdcore, Letterboxd at the Nerdcore, TikTok at the Nerdcore, Patreon.com/Nerdcore. Discord link is in the description below where you can check us out and talk to us about The Magnificent Seven. And don't press links that you shouldn't be pressing, or else you're gonna spam our Discord with 6cam links.
Sorry, Rice. Reese.
Sorry, Reese. We miss you, buddy. Yeah.
Come back to us when you get that figured out.
Yeah. Come back to us. We miss you. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss another review that drops on the channel, and leave a comment. Tell us what you think about The Magnificent Seven. What do you think about this movie? What do you think about Steve McQueen in it and anything like that? Talk to us. If you're listening on your favorite podcast app of choice, make sure you leave a 5-star review and follow us on your favorite podcast app. All that helps us out so freaking much. And thank you to our patrons. Because of them, they're amazing. And we make this happen. And because of that, they get to watch it early and ad-free before anybody else gets to watch it. So, thank you, patrons, for being all amazing people. And tell them about our wonderful executive producer, Shane.
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/xsrk or on Twitter at thriftedil, or go buy something for the subby god at dpop.com/prison city vintage.
Yes, sir. And yeah, the fucking 4K is $25.90 from $25.49 from Shout Factory. God damn it. That's a lot of money though. But it does look pretty fucking cool. Maybe we gotta try to do a second Western month, Brad, and actually watch some good stuff.
So actually try to find good Westerns.
Yeah.
Our last Western wasn't too bad, from what I remember.
We haven't done a second Western.
Oh, have we not done a second Western? Did we just give up?
We've been watching different Westerns because we were watching different directors and made Westerns.
Yeah. So all those have been good since.
So all the Westerns we've watched
outside
since Western month have been good. And we've done a pretty good job at picking some good ones.
Yeah.
We haven't done it, straight up Western month since then, though. I still can't believe I had this movie back home and I never watched it.
Well,
it does make sense, though. My dad.
Technically, your dad had it back home.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I know where it's at too. But with that said, Brad, let's go ahead and get him out of here. Let's go ahead and send him out.
All right, Raul, the host as always. Thank you to Stacy for joining us in chat. Oh, have you already reviewed Unforgiven?
Not yet. I do want us to watch Unforgiven. I've never seen it.
And with Val Kilmer's passing, I'd like to do Tombstone.
True. Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's what's up next. In it would be June, or no, not June, maybe May.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
yeah,
But anyway, thank you, Stacy, for joining us in chat. Thank you to our listeners out there, our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, you know, you can't always live the gunslinger life, so go for the pretty girl. Young Yoda out.